Yo, what's good, y'all? Today we're back with a how to QB video on Football Fusion 2. In this, I'll be covering normal QB mechanics that you should need, and then some tips that'll make you better than like a majority, 99% of the people that you run in at quarterback. And then in the second part, we'll be getting into how to translate your quarterback skills into leagues. Okay, yo, before I get into the how to QB slash mechanics part, I want to explain to you the two ways that you should be positioning your camera and zoom, because this is likely the most important step to you becoming like an actual good quarterback. Okay, and the first way is what I use, which is good for QBs who like to throw more zoomed in but want to actually be able to see the field, so you can zoom out and then zoom in when you're actually looking to throw, which you'll see what I do in these clips. Although this method that I use has some flaws, is like you're not always going to be in the right place. Like maybe there's a D in front of you that's in your way, so you won't have enough time to go to a comfortable zoom. So you have to learn how to throw it at uncomfortable angles, which can be done, which I learned. It could be practice in labs where you just go on a private server with you and two friends, one wide receiver, one DB, or just run some 2v2s and some other places, or even practicing in Publix. But if you feel like this is too much to handle, and you like to throw at a more consistent angle, the second way is just for you to play zoomed out the whole time and practice throwing zoomed out, which could also be done with the same ways. Now I'll be getting into dime slash deep balls. For this, I can't exactly teach you the length since it'll be different for each situation. But what I will recommend is that you stick to learning one power at a time and practicing it, just from experience and playing the game. But what I can teach you is how to make these throws easier for yourself, which I did in this clip right here, and I'll break it down for you. So here I'll be showing you, like in the mind of me, like how I make these throws easier for myself, because to be the best quarterback possible, you have to be consistent, and you can't be consistent doing like nearly impossible throws. So what I do here is I start to notice my receiver burning, posting out. So the goal is to get closer to him to make the lead of the throw easier, because what's not important is getting the distance, but to throw it away from the DB into where your receiver is going is what I'm doing here. So I threw it all the way to the right, so the DB had no chance to make a play on this ball, and that's how you'll consistently be making these good throws. Okay, so now I'll just be showing the clips in full speed since I think you guys get the hang of it. But on this clip, I don't even really see the burn. I just see the receiver slowly fading away from the DB to the right. So I just lead it to the right, but here the throw is kind of easy, so I'll just throw some more like hard examples here. But that's about it, bro. All you gotta worry about is leading the ball, and that's the number one and most important step. Okay, so here I noticed the burn off the start, but the burn isn't that large because the DB's right there. So to make the throw easier on myself, I also throw this one out to the side, so the receiver has to run to the side, and the DB's not able to make a play on the ball because of that. And if I didn't throw like that, trust me, the DB would have been able to make us. All right, so this brings me to my next point. Like going based on the other clip, you should throw the ball where you want the receiver to run, not where they're running. You always want to make it easier for yourself, not them, because they can always adjust to the ball, but you can't really always adjust to the route that they're running. Okay, so now we're moving on to the medium slash intermediate throws, which leads might be more important here because the length of your throw can't always bail you out for these. Okay, so here I'm going back to slow mo just so I can give y'all another breakdown. But for this clip, I start to notice just my receiver on the outside for the medium range pass has space to the left of the DB. And I don't know if I could just hit this straight up, so I just throw it straight towards the out of bounds so you can reel it, and the DB has no chance to make a play on the ball, which is what you should start to do as well on these medium range throws. Now I'm just going to be showing you these medium range throws in real speed just so you can like see the actual pace of these. But yeah, it's just a quick reaction. You see the separation with the DB and just lead it away from them, and that's the number one most important step. Alright, those two passes were kind of easy, so I'm going to pull two passes that are a little harder just so y'all get a better example. Okay, this one, I noticed my player burn on the left right away, and I don't really have to dime this. Instead, I just lead this straight because he's at a weird angle where I can just start like that, and it's just a lead, not even a dime there, and it's an easy throw. Okay, and here's just two more examples on how I place the ball in these throws. Okay, now I'm just gonna get into logs, and for here it's kind of different. So like when you're on the 1 yard line, I prefer to use 55 power, And you can just easily like right click, hold your camera down and aim up like that, and it'll be an easy throw every time. Okay, and I just like to increase my power by 5 every like 5 yards or so we're on the 5 here, so I use 60 power and just aim up like that, and it's perfect there every time. Alright, so now y'all can see we're a little bit past the 10-yard line, so I use 65 power and it's just going to be perfect every time, but he kind of dropped it. Okay, last clip, and now I'm just 25 yards back, so I use 75 power and it's a perfect pass here. He mags it and it's a good touchdown there. Okay, and now we're getting on to slants, and all I really have to say is just the farther you are back from your receiver, the more you have to lead it, and you'll just see in these two examples the difference in my lead. I'm not really going to break it down here because we're going to move on to league soon. And here's the shorter second one for you guys, so just pay attention to the difference in leads. Okay, so now you have all these mechanics, you have all the practicals down, and you realize you're complete garbage in league games and you just don't know how to win. Now I'm going to just show you guys how to read the field in these leagues games. I'll slow some clips down and do a little breakdown, and this is against Final Four QB and also my little son Nico Hill. Okay, so here I'm pushed back again, so instead of focusing on my receivers because I see nothing open, I try to scramble here. So I thought that he had a chance for a lane, but then he kind of got off of the lane, so I just went away from that, and then I realized there's a wide open mid-fold right in front of me that I could just throw, and mid-folds are going to be your best friend. They're the easiest throw, I promise y'all. Okay, and here in this play, I just noticed the wide open big gap between the O-line, so I call a mid-split, just take my easy yards that I can get, and we get about 12 here. Okay, on this play, usually always in the red zone, I look towards the middle of the field for a pre-fire first. I realize there's nothing there, and I kind of see a sideline comeback here, right? But then the short plays up on it, but I notice the deep is hovering over the other guy. So I'm like, oh, I can just go hit this fold right here. And this is just an easy pass that you can hit every single time. You know, just pay attention to where the deeps and the shorts are playing. Okay, I'm about to put you on game. I don't know if I should leak this play, but basically we just have our streak going back and forth until he eventually gets open on the slant. And it's basically unguardable from the defense because eventually they're going to have to make a read on other players there. Okay, here's more. Here I just realized nothing is open, so I just try to look around, follow my blockers, see if I can get more time, because looking around for your blockers is the most important thing. And now I just see my middle receiver coming back to me at an angle where no DBs can make a play on the ball, and that's just an easy throw every time. Okay, here, just hike the ball, try to see something. I don't really see anything, so I just look to follow my blockers to give myself more time, and they do a good job giving me a pocket to just hit this LOS really easily. And then we'll skip on to the next clip. And I told you on red zone, it's always important to look to your streaks first. And I notice he's burning at an angle here. So I can just easily place that over the free safety and then let away from the deep. So I can just get a free touchdown right there. Okay, so I'll give y'all like a little more drive and then I'm gonna end this video off. But here I'm just pushed back, don't really see anywhere I can scramble, but then I notice the burn and then I just lead it away from the DB, so it's an easy throw every time, not a hard throw. Y'all should be able to hit that. Okay, I did say my first read is always the streak in the middle, so I look for the middle, but then I looked at the folds next and I noticed the burn left sideline and I easily hit that. Okay, so this is the last play I'm going to show. It's 4th and 25, so you do have to make some risky throws, and I noticed to see a big gap just forming in the middle, and I'm able to place that perfectly so the DBs won't be able to make a play on the ball, and my receiver can just catch that and then eventually take that to the house for a touchdown to catch up in the game. Okay, so that's all for the How to QB video, and please like, subscribe, comment, everything. But what I was going to say, if you don't have any good receivers to play with, drop your Roblox name in the comments and say if you're a quarterback or receiver, and people will come find you in the comments.